Hello friends. Welcome to Dhanishka Tech Academy. So the core technology categories for the next decade, which is like 2026 to 2035, includes following things. So first of them is AI and machine assisted development. So let's say I'm targeting the new students who are just learning the computer engineering, or the freshers who are just pass out and they want to join IT industry or something. So there is a lot in computer science and IT profession. So how we can target something going forward. So these are certain things. Uh, I think they are there for next decade, and one can have a great career over there. So first is AI and machine assisted development. So before we jump into AI and machine assisted development, so the second topic could be cloud and infrastructure, web and full stack development, API and microservices. So these things are um, there. Many of the IT industries will look forward for the IT professional or freshers who can join, who can explore this area, and who can excel this area. So how to go there and conquer all these things? Okay, so I think step by step one can understand all these things and practice them and definitely apply them in their career. So let's begin with the following thing. So AI coding assistant. So when we are talking about AI coding assistant, which are most commonly used AI tools nowadays are GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot suggests code inside the integrated development environment, and it is not the only tool that most of us are using. There is a ChatGPT's enterprise version where you can share your code and get insights of your code, like explanation of the existing code, or you can ask to create the new code. You can understand the architecture. It helps in so many things. And so is a Cursor and Windsurf. Cursor and Windsurf, again, they are integrated with the IDE, and they uh, yeah so basically you can just ask them to create some controller, let's say for some registration process or something like that. You give the prompt, and there is an ability to modify multiple files using these powerful tools. So as a fresher or as a beginner, it is not recommended to directly jump into these tools and start using this tool, because responsible use of AI is very important. So before making use of these tools, in my perspective, it is very important for someone to understand the programming concept, okay, and step by step move, understand the coding, the development, the different architecture principles, the security, infrastructure, and so many things. And once you are into all these things, then you can responsibly as well as efficiently make use of any of this tool of your choice, and definitely that will help you to excel in your career. So let's go. So before we jump onto the AI coding assistant, let's start from the very first basic level. So I'm moving to the next slide over there. So basic programming, okay. So C language or C++ language are most popular choice to understand the basic of the programming. So C language is a procedural language, and it helps you to understand the logic, basically how I can ask my computer or my compiler to do something in the form of function, and then it accepts the input, does some processing, and produces the output. So the fundamental programming or logic, for understanding the logic, for building the logic, understanding little bit of C language is always recommended and it's very very helpful. So let's say one person now is good with C language. He understands the how the compiler interprets the given set of instruction and the input and the processing and the output. The next step is little bit advanced, which is like understanding object oriented concept. Means basically implementing some functionality in the form of classes and object. Okay, and C++ is the best choice over there, and we can learn with the help of C and C++. We can definitely learn the OOP concept, which is like object oriented programming concept. Of course, after OOP, there is a design pattern and solid principles, which are which are basically principles or guidelines to solve the common problems or the recommendations for writing a code over there. So this is a fundamental of a programming. Like one has to be very very familiar with these things, and then you can choose this track basically. So I'm moving to the first slide. So here there are various different careers like AI and machine assisted development. It can be a career itself. Cloud and infrastructure, it is a separate career itself. Web and full stack development. So my focus over is web and full stack development, which let's say even if you are going to become a full stack developer, these three four things are by default there, and you should be familiar with API, microservices, cloud infrastructure, as well as AI and machine assisted development. To become a good full stack developer, as I said, you should know these things. But before you know these coding assistant, you should know the basic of programming. And once you are very much familiar with the basic of programming, I think the next step is to choose a high level language, a most popular high level language, and it can be a .NET, C Sharp, or a Java or a Python, followed by the one of them is fine. Like having a knowledge of one and being familiar with another one is fine. And then knowing API, the principles, like how the API works, how do we write API, and this will form a backend. As and for front end, you should have the knowledge of TypeScript, Angular, or React, one of them, Angular or React. And then definitely you should need a database knowledge, SQL or NoSQL. Most preferred is the SQL one. And yes, that that entirely makes you a full stack developer. However, it is incomplete without the knowledge of cloud and infrastructure. So when it comes to cloud, the most popular cloud right now are AWS, GCP, and Microsoft Azure. So yeah, so these are the things which are pretty much required for someone to start their career as a full stack developer. And if you follow these step by step, uh, uh, you can definitely become a complete package, which most of industries are looking forward for. And it is like a strong career for next decade or even more than next decade. Yeah. So thank you for watching the first of a kind of video, and stay tuned for the following videos, where we will be starting with the basic programming, then full stack development, then cloud and infrastructure, and finally we will go to the AI coding assistant. So thank you.